this is straight. That type of thing happened back in the hope is enslaved, I suppose that have nothing to do with the script when you strip it down. The doctrines are met, and men refuse to repent, let it sin abound. And even if he is still knows he's too bad, if he turns his eyes down from my mom or my dad, I'ma bring that flag and I'ma tear it down. Identify my burdens and lay them down. If a barrel in my face, I'ma stare it down. Cause men smell fear like dogs, and it's sweet that you see me in these vlogs, I don't play around. Not just a fan of this word, I'ma stand on this word like I hit it with this word, make a pass. Some of my sins
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. We they can hear us now, right? And we about to check, and that's what that's what the headphones up there for. But that's also why the people in here need to check. We need to check the sound and stuff ourselves, so we good. Um, but I know we back Q&A, and just had a lesson called God Kills, and I'm gonna check on YouTube to see if our sound is good. Oh right, yeah, that was a little bit of feedback. Um, but I know our beloved brother Tyson always got questions, which is good. Um, so if we don't have anything else, we're gonna start with Brother Tyson's question. We're gonna open the floor for Q&A. So, brother.
Okay.
All right.
So, Michael, let me read it first.
Okay, right.
It's in Amos 1:1. The words of Amos, who was among the herdmen of Tekoa, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake. My question is, what is this earthquake?
2 years before that earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where was that exactly?
I just read Amos 1:1.
Amos 1:1. It probably, if we don't, it had to be something big at that time, right?
Right,
For them to
yeah.
say it, the earthquake.
Yeah.
That's like saying, that's like being in California at a certain year and saying the tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of times it has dates. It's funny you say the in front of it, and it might not be a way to figure that out. But I'm gonna look at the references in my Bible. But this is real random. Let me take it back in. And I know I guess the majority of us in here would either have some experience of this or some knowledge of this. Okay, can we go wait, once I get to Instagram, can we please go to presentation mode? I went to Breath of Yah's page.
On my page.
I don't know. It went to because it was probably saved from a.
Am I that popular?
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if y'all don't know Breath of Yah's page, man, y'all really need to check it out. Are you on presentation mode? Okay, can you put it on there real quick?
You on it?
All right.
Yeah, I know it's right.
Yeah, this Breath of Yah's page. Oh wait, it's not gonna show main.
If it's just love, yeah, maybe it's love, but maybe it's forced. Think of hating divorce. I can't tell.
It's so weird that they play it like this. That's so weird. But yeah, but our brother Charles be making some really dope graphics with scripture. Yeah, they be going in. They really tight. And
I was waiting for Ezra's song to drop officially, so I got some scriptures. Isaiah 32.
he ready. See, he ready. But I looked at some. Okay, where was it? DMV. Y'all gonna understand where I'm at with this. If I could, y'all gonna see what I mean when I pull up what I'm talking about. Uh, uh, um. Okay, am I on it? Is this playing it? All right, y'all. I'm trying to find a video, but I don't want no wild stuff to pop up from these different pages. It was like a DMV Hood News. It was one of them pages, DMV Hood News, and pretty much what they was doing was DMV. Dang, I'm gonna have to find it some other way. What they was doing was showing the blizzard that happened 27 years ago in DC, in the DC DMV area.
I saw that on Fox 5.
You saw that on
On
good.
Instagram, yeah.
I saw it on Instagram too, and I think like one of the DMV pages showed I didn't want to, some of them pages be having too much wild stuff on there. But let me try to pull it up on Fox 5. Good. And it was so cool for me to see because it was people that was way older than me at the time from 96. Yeah, here we go. Maybe we could see it like this. And because look what they gonna call it though. Okay, this would be called the Blizzard of 96. You see what I'm saying? Because it was nothing bigger than that at that time. That's the only reason. Yeah. So let's see.
The performance was enchanting.
In the district, and due to its distinction of the worst street in D.C. to be cleared of snow is the topic of fierce competition. Let's follow Jackie Benson's live in Northwest with a look at some rather unlucky contenders. Jackie?
Morris, we are on Harrison Street Northwest, just off Wisconsin Avenue.
Wow.
This is what the lucky people see when they look out on the street. They can walk into the snow that has been plowed off the street thus far. Most are not so lucky. That record snowfall that we had today's additional inches of white stuff on top of it has really gotten the public works department delayed in getting to those residential streets. DC residents in particular are wondering if they're ever going to get plowed out. We talked to some people earlier who claim their street has the dubious distinction of being the worst in DC.
Whole different clubs they was at. One dude was like, man,
More than 30 hours after the blizzard of 96 officially ended, the only one getting anywhere in the 6200 block of 30th Street Northwest was a cross-country skier. Residents faced the daunting task of shutting out cars while wondering if they were ever going to the nearest plowed street. This is the last street that's ever plowed.
I was in Southeast and they was going.
So hopefully
That's why I'm saying
somebody will recognize where we are. I'm going to have to walk tomorrow.
We was Snowfield or something. That's crazy.
Steve Vanell eyed the street nervously as he worked to free his car from a huge mound of snow.
We're just trying to make sure if my wife delivers that we'll be ready, does the labor, we'll be ready to get out. She's about an hour and a half months pregnant.
After waiting more than a day for the plow that never came, neighbors in the 6300 block of area took matters into their own hands. You all have not seen the snow out here yet.
March of 93 was the last time we saw snow out here. And that was the track truck and that's only because I hadn't been here.
And 30th Street found a rival in the 600 block of Madison Street, just off Missouri Avenue in Northwest. Most people wanted to wait until the plow came through before they dug out their cars.
Yeah, I see. When I read the, I think I messed up again. Dog, we got every time all the readers, anybody that reads, every time you up here, we watching the video.
Turn the mic off.
Remember to turn the mic off. I know it's a lot of new. When I pause it, I can turn them off. But I remember the comment section on Instagram was saying kids remembered when they was like 5, 6, 7, 8, and they had to walk to Giant. They had to walk to school because you couldn't. What was you doing? You had to walk everywhere, and they remember seeing everybody just walking miles for different stuff. And I was just like, wow, man, like memories and stuff like that.
Charles Mays decided he waited long enough.
No way. But two people on the block in the neighborhood moved, but those two people had four-wheel drives. Everybody else, as you see, has not moved at all.
A plow did come down the snowy Madison Street hill while Mays was shoveling out his car, but for some reason, it had its leg up. You can see there is a snowplow behind us here on Harrison Street that is a privately hired plow. It's not a city plow. Now, spokesperson for the DC Department of Public Works admits they did get sidetracked, backtracked by that additional snowfall. They were supposed to get to the residential streets today, and they say they will possibly start getting to those more hilly residential streets tomorrow. So I'm sure everybody out there has their fingers crossed at this point. Morris?
I bet, Jackie. Thank you very much.
I can get paid $1,000.
Right. So we're gonna go back to Amos, and y'all can take us back to the main video. Thank you. And we can look. We can look and read it again. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna turn this heat back up because it's just the temperature just dropping a little bit more. Oh, it's on 80. Okay. Okay.
All right, peace, bro. Be
All right,
safe.
hey, yeah, take care, man. Yes, sir. Lord willing, for real, man. Take care. Yeah, for sure.
Take care.
So Amos 1, and Amos 1 and what?
1.
Okay. True words of Amos, who was among the heathen of Tekoa, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. Okay, that might be a touch point. King Uzziah.
Yeah, I looked through and I didn't. But you the teacher, bro. You so.
Oh, what?
Cause I looked through and I was like, man, I went back and didn't see nothing.
You already did that.
Yeah, so it was like, but
oh snap, bro. Okay, that's some good stuff, man. So whoa, okay, so that's the first thing I would have thought. That's spirit talk.
Yeah.
So okay, so y'all hear that? You know, Brother Tyson and I trying to get the people to understand how we think when we look at stuff and try to figure out things in the Bible. Like a good follow-up study to that would have been to go through where it says the days of Uzziah, the king of Judah. A good thing would have been to look through his reign in the Bible and see if they mention any earthquake, and then that would have given some context clues, right? So, but since we don't have that, in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, 2 years before. Okay, so wait a minute. In the days Uzziah, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam. So what about Joash? Did you look through Joash history too?
No, I didn't.
Because he was so Uzziah was king of Judah, Joash was king of Israel. It might be something around
right.
Mike
Joash.
It could be something around Joash. And my I gotta use my phone because I don't know. This it's such a blessing. Brother Jonathan found that. Found the this cable, Ethernet cable, because the Wi-Fi is actually still tripping at it. It looks like I can't connect my laptop.
You bring your iPad today?
Dang, bruh. No, I didn't. I don't think so. I feel like I left it for a reason too. I feel like I was just like, I don't need both my laptop and my iPad. But this is why you bring this in case. I'm gonna type in King Joash.
Yeah, I pulled it up. It says Israel's earthquake, 8th century BCE.
Whoa. Okay, well there we go.
The Amos and Zechariah mention an earthquake in the time of King Uzziah.
Okay.
The effects were uncovered in the excavation of Telegog, something in the Jezreel Valley.
Wow.
They turned the city fortified for centuries to defend against the Assyrian threat into a poor squatter town that could not recover.
Whoa.
So, yeah, Israel's earthquake, 8th century BC.
Yep.
Wow.
That's exactly what I was just about to Google. And see, here's the cool thing about how we got this set up now. We can
You like that, huh?
Man, hold on. So I'll tell you what I don't like. Can you turn your mic off real quick?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't really like that, man. But you good, bro. Like we good, cause I came back there to kind of check, cause I was like, where did he go? And I get it, you was trying to have somebody covered, but not somebody new like that, bro. Like it's way too much stuff on there. So wait, so Israel, but it's all good though, bro. It's Israel earthquake, 8th century BC.
Before before Christ to before common era.
Okay. Found at the city of David too. Is this the same one? Oh, they say two. Oh, okay, what are they talking about? Okay, maybe. Okay, brother. Tyson, this might be a video that might help, man. It might be. It might be. Are we back on? Are we back on? We on presentation? This dude trying to get fired, like brother. Brother Bowie. Sheesh. Alright, right. Okay, so they're gonna see this online as well.
We are here on the eastern slopes of the City of David National Park, where excavations have been exposing amazing remains dating back to the First Temple period. To my left is the fortification of the city dating to the First Temple period, and to my right, a series of buildings which we have been exposing, which were originally constructed in the 8th century BCE and continued to exist until the Babylonian destruction in 586 BC. Very surprisingly, when we exposed the earliest remains within this building, we found a row of vessels, and from what we know historically, Jerusalem was not destroyed in this period. We began to try and think of what could be behind this destruction, and we found ourselves looking at the first verse in the book of Amos, which mentions an earthquake. Remains of destructions from this earthquake were exposed in various sites in Israel, but this is the first time where we find remains in Jerusalem which could be related to that earthquake.
רעידת האדמה הייתה כל כך חזקה שהתושבים שהגיעו לכאן בנו בעצם מעל ההריסות, וזה אפשר לנו לבוא ולגלות את כל הכלים היפים שמצאנו פה. כלי שולחן מאוד קטנים, פקים, שיכולו נוזלים, וכלי הגירה מאוד גדולים שהמיוחד בהם היה פיתס, שעל הידית שלו עיצור מיוחד בצורה של פרצוף. רעידת האדמה הזאת השתמרה כל כך בתודעה של אנשי יהודה, 200 שנה אחר כך הנביא זכריה מדבר על הרעש הגדול שהיה פה.
If this is in fact related to the earthquake mentioned in Amos, this is the first time where such remains have been found in Jerusalem relating to the earthquake that was noted in the biblical text.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Zechariah 14:5. That looked like a reference to that same earthquake.
Oh wow, what?
So we get there. We're gonna let Brother Tyson read. That was a very interesting question, man. I'm glad we looked into that, and Brother Jonathan came through. We got our videos. The people can see it online now. That's some good stuff, bro. Edification for the people, man. All right, what did it say, bro?
And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal. Yeah, ye shall flee like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah.
Whoa!
And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with him.
Yeah, but this is what we was talking about.
Yeah, wow.
This is what we was just saying. I was just saying, spirit talk. Just look at the king. Let's try to find if we can find something with King Uzziah. And you said the same thing. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Can't make this stuff up. Yeah. Dang. All right. Well, yeah, bruh. That's cool. So now we at least got an idea of the time period. So 8th century. Yep. And it's in that,
And also this verse 5 is speaking of the future too, right? When the Lord returned.
Yeah, you caught that because we didn't finish it, did we?
And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee.
That boom. There it go. So wow, so that took you back to the past and to the future.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
And we could land back on that, and I got a script right here saying Matthew 25:31.
Okay.
And 1 Thessalonians 3. I got it written down right next to that. So we might as well look at the future earthquakes since we looked at the past. Look how that spirit just be working.
No doubt. 25
and 31.
Okay.
Yup. And what that say, bruh?
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him,
right? Then
shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
Yeah, because that do go with that. Because he said, and the Lord my God shall come, and all his saints with thee. That's what we read in Zechariah, and that's what we just read over here in Matthew 25.
We do have one question.
Oh, we do? Okay, we'll let them get their question in once we get around. Should I stop putting that up there, bro?
Oh, and I ain't doing nothing.
Cause I thought it was gonna be helpful.
Right.
I know, like Ned's like marking off.
Yeah, me too.
So you use it? Do you use it?
I use my own pen.
Oh, you use your own pen. I don't want this to be in the way.
No, it ain't bothering me.
Okay. All right. And then we can look at we said First Thessalonians 3.
Get some to Thessalonians.
First Thessalonians 3, and I think 13 or 11. What did I say? First Thessalonians 3 and 13. What did it say? Oh, okay. I think it's just that same idea with the Lord coming with his saints. So you mind reading that First Thessalonians 3:13?
To the end he may establish your hearts unblameable in holiness before God, even our Father, at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ with all the
With
saints.
all his saints. Yeah, coming with all his saints. And then we know about the earthquake in Matthew 24 as well. It's going to be a great earthquake. So did you have another question?
No, that
was it?
Yep.
All right. And then what we got online?
So this is from Bible Student 7.
Okay, peace, Bible Student 7. Peace.
He's like, peace. Can you give advice for a physical/spiritual Israelite who is preparing to become a preacher once age 30? Currently age 25. What should he do to prepare himself for a role like that? Also, can you touch on how being a responsible husband will be helpful to preparing for the role of a preacher/teacher? 1 Timothy 3:5.
For sure. Okay, yeah. Well, let's start off with the first. That's a good question. Two good questions. And to be really honest, we want to remember a few things. Let's start off in Proverbs, because if you want some counsel, it's good to start off in Proverbs. Some wisdom. And
My bad, Josh. Can I say something?
yo,
So he means preacher. See, a lot of people get the term preacher, teacher. You know, bishop is actually a role in which you control a congregation.
it is a difference in that.
So you can be a preacher, teacher. Doesn't mean you're running the whole congregation.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
People get that confused.
They get it confused all the time.
Sunday church, they put the preacher. You can be a preacher, just like Solomon, the preacher, right?
Preacher of righteousness.
He was a king.
Right.
Not like a bishop.
Nah, he wasn't a bishop.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Sunday church got things confused.
That's so true, man. I've had to also break down the same thing to people, and we definitely gonna break that down to them. We'll show them. We're gonna come back up here and show them what the definition of a bishop is. It's exactly what our brother said. I don't know if they picked that up on the mic or not, but we're gonna definitely show them the difference between a teacher / preacher. See, a teacher and a preacher is the same thing, but a bishop is an overseer of the preachers. The bishop's the overseer of the ministers. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to definitely take a look at that. But first, I want to let them know something. When it comes to these types of positions, I want to see. Let's see if I could just find it. Because what we want to understand is humility is the key to being exalted. I've seen people, quote unquote, teachers, quote unquote, want to be a teacher, but it looked like they want to be a teacher for the wrong reasons, to be seen or for like the Bible talk about, call it vainglory, or men pleasers, right? Or to increase their own selves. And I've seen that, and I've seen the Lord confound people like that. So we want to have wisdom and knowing that we doing these things, we doing something like this important for the right cause. Not our own cause. And I'm trying to look, let me see, I think Proverbs 14 for something. Let me see. I'm trying not to use my phone, y'all. Right, so we could start in Proverbs 14. Oh, this is good. Okay, yeah. So Proverbs 14, yeah. We can start. We could look at verse 12 real quick. Proverbs 14 and 12.
There's a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Yeah, because you can, pride comes before the fall. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a warning to anybody. And you got to be real diligent if you want to try to, you got to put in loads of hours, man. If you want to try to teach the people, like, cause this is, you're gonna be weighed in the balance. You're gonna have people's blood on your hands if you're wrong. We want to keep going. Actually, we can keep looking at this a little bit. You had something, bro? You want to try?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. Well, then I'll read. Or it look like, yeah, I'll read a little bit of these. It say, verse 15. This is important when you learning about and studying when you teaching. This is the simple believeth every word, and that go for every part of our lives, right? The simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well into his going. Right? A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. Right? So you gotta have good character. You gotta have good judgment when it comes to, just how you move, teaching, learning. It takes a lot of diligence behind that. And yeah. See, and we can look at Proverbs 16 too. Proverbs 16. And we're gonna see it all over the book. And we want wisdom before anything, right? Before we do anything, before we build a house, before we consider we're gonna do something, like the Lord said in Luke 12, I believe. If you're gonna go to war, you gotta consider you're gonna have enough, strategy to carry out the war. If you're gonna build a house, you don't want to be stuck halfway through building a house. And that's happened to people. They started building a house. I've heard personal stories. They literally started building a house from the foundation and had to stop building their house. They didn't foresee everything all the way through. And the Lord mentioned those exact examples: going to war and building a house. As a man, as a teacher, because the Lord chose the men to be the heads of these congregations and these, to teach over a group of people. So we got to be diligent in doing it. So let's pick it up at Proverbs 16 and verse 17.
The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul.
Right. The highway of the upright, the spiritual highway. Right. Obviously, people make mistakes. Obviously, nobody's perfect. But for the most part, the highway of the upright is to depart from evil, from blatant, from blatant sins, from willful sins and stuff like that. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. Again, you want to make sure you are in a humble position and allow somebody to call you into the position of teaching. Don't be so quick to run, because if you look at Jeremiah, if you look at Moses, if you look at a lot of the great prophets and things of that nature, they never was looking to run into that position. Mm-hmm. Never. Ezekiel and John had to be told and forced, like, look here, eat this roll, eat this little book. So as far as being 25, we see the training for the priesthood in the law. So we can look at that in the law. And then, bro, if you want to add anything,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
In Malachi 2.
Okay, good. Oh, okay, bet. All right, so let's look at. All right, bet. Yeah, because I knew you. That's why I started. Like, let me start reading, because I knew, and I didn't even look. I could hear it. But so that's a bet. We're gonna definitely go to Malachi 2, Brother Tyson. Appreciate that. And Luke I said Luke. Leviticus. I want to say 8. I don't know why I want to say 8. It's Moses and Aaron. Or do I want to say Leviticus 24? Because you gotta look at the priests and be real careful. You don't want to offer up no strange fire, no strange incense to the Lord. You want to make sure because the Lord does not play with this business.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we looked at some different places. And I've heard these questions over the years. That's why I'm trying to.
Is it Leviticus 22?
22. Let's try that. Thank you. Because I know we got some spots in Leviticus. They talk about the age and 25 and up, and they talk about stuff like that.
Are we looking for age?
We're looking for age.
Okay.
Yeah. And it'll tell you like 20 and 5 for the priest. And you actually read it a few times in here. Later on in Esther, I think. You can read about them some places with the kings. I know you can read about it. I'm just trying to, I was just really trying to not use my phone, but to not waste time, I'm gonna get my phone. So yeah, let me just look up a couple places that I know will be quick. Okay. It wasn't Leviticus 8. That's why. Dang, I was close. It was Numbers 8. I said Leviticus 8 first. I was thinking Levites, and then I was like 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing I said. But nah, Numbers 8. All right, Numbers 8. Yeah, see, this is why I thought it was Leviticus 8. But Numbers 8, and what it say, bro, in verse 22.
22.
Yes, please. Or no, I'm sorry, bro. But actually, man, let's just make it more plain. Let's put it up at verse 20 so we get the whole thing.
And Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according unto all that the Lord commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did the children of Israel unto them. And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before the Lord. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do the service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before his sons. As the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so did they unto them.
Okay.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is it that belongeth unto the Levites.
Okay.
From 25 years old and upward, they should go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Look at that. So from 20, that's why I thought it was Leviticus 8. But now I'm gonna remember that. Numbers 8. So in Numbers 8, like I'm saying it so it can stick, we see that the Levites in Numbers 8, the Levites started to go and wait upon the service of the Lord, because the service is what we do when we stand here, and we don't have Sunday service, we have Sabbath service.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the helping out of the congregation, of the sanctuary, of the temple work, right? Of the priesthood, even though we're not under the Levitical priesthood, it helps to understand that you did not have to be 30, like some people might think, to start doing work for the Lord. You got to prepare somewhere and some point anyway to get. I started teaching at 25, low key, 27, I think. I started teaching at 20 around that time, and I know other brother and brother Elijah did too over at Israel of God, right? But then you got some people that will make a big deal out of, and it's not to point fingers at nobody, but it's like we got to see what the book really does say about some of these things and not make our own traditions around them. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. That's why I said it's the difference between a bishop.
It is. That's because people make traditions around certain things, and you can read certain things out the Bible. Like, why would you even have a bishop and then turn around and talk about a preacher if they were the same thing? You know what I'm saying?
Even though a bishop can still teach.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, they're different forms of position. Yeah.
Over everybody, that bishop, everything's fine.
That's very true. That's very true.
That little boy in the book of Acts who was teaching too. I don't think he was like a teenager or something like that. The one that got stoned?
Yeah, well.
Who was? Stephen got stoned.
Yeah, in the book of Acts, Stephen did. But teaching, there's been boys. I mean, the Lord said out of the mouth of babes, you can get some type of teaching. We know Jesus was in the synagogue at 12.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Teaching the lawyers, But
that's a prime example right there. Teaching. But his ministry started at 30.
Right.
So that's when he was running. That's when he had 12 disciples.
Exactly. Right. But it's clear. Yeah. It interprets itself, and yeah, man. So and then that's where we get that. That's when we get the next verse too. What did it say, bro?
And from the age of 50 years they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of the congregation to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shalt thou do unto the Levites touching their charge.
Yeah, so they're touching their charge. They clearly had more, duties. Obviously, back then, dealing with the sanctuary of the Lord, they clearly had more duties. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we see you started at 25. You can start at 25. So when people say, "Oh, they can't get ready to, teach, or they can't get ready to help out and do anything until they're 30," like, no, it's lots of stuff you can do. There's lots of stuff you can do. I can actually read things. I've read things. I've read ages 20 and up for doing certain duties. So it's great to raise up a child. It's like we got Josh that be reading. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, young Josh will read. Young Josh read for Brother Jediah on the feast day for the first time. Right? That was his first time actually reading up here, and it was on the feast. You know what I'm saying? And Brother Jediah is very well seasoned in this field of teaching. And if it was a problem, then he would have been like, "Oh, no, he's too young." But it wasn't a problem, because he's doing work, he's doing service. He's not over the people, and he's clearly not going to teach over the people at that age. But he can be amongst his friends, teaching, just like women. They're not going to stand up here and teach in front of the congregation, but they can teach their peers. They can teach other sisters. You know what I'm saying? They can teach their children. They can teach the younger sisters and things of that nature. So let's see what else come up. see what else. Okay, you know what? It's a lot of different things I could read, but I'm thinking let's go over to let's go over to Malachi like bro said first. And then I want to check out something in Song of Solomon because he was a preacher of righteousness. And then we can check out this bishop deacon stuff and look at First Timothy. So go to Malachi. Dang. All right, bro. Where you gonna read from, bro?
I had verse 7.
From chapter 2?
Oh no, yes, chapter 2.
Okay, chapter 2. Okay, let's do that, bro.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge,
Yes.
and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
Man, that is perfect. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. So if you're not talking the righteousness of the commandments, the righteousness of the law, and showing people how to apply it, then you really, you really could be doing a disservice. Because you got, like Brother Elisha got a video they did. Too many teachers in Israel. There's too many people teaching that think they're supposed to be teaching when really you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You're doing more damage. You got all these social media, Instagram teachers. It's too much. It's too much. But let's go look at this. I like this. I want to land back on this verse in the New Testament. And I know it's somewhere in Luke. Because they took away the key of knowledge. That's what these false prophets would do. And you have false prophets in every group of people. I know we go into the book of Luke. It might be like 13 or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Luke 11 and 52. Luke 11. That's just a verse that stands out to go with Brother Tyson's verse. Luke 11 and 52. And what that say, bro?
Woe unto you, lawyers.
I see lawyers are the people who look. The priests, they're supposed to keep the law, right? These ain't talking about, these ain't talking about your lawyers, attorneys for the day. These are people that are supposed to be skillful in the law of the Lord. Like we just read, the priest's lips shall keep the law. And these are false preachers, false teachers of the law. So he said, woe unto you, lawyers, for what have they done?
For ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in, ye hindered.
So you got to be mindful. Because then they just say the priest's lips should keep knowledge. But then you can have a false preacher, false minister, false worker for the Lord, false teacher that'll take away that knowledge. And bruh, I promise you, I've seen it. We've seen it. We've all seen it. We've seen people that have taught knowledge one day, understanding one day, and the next day, bruh, they are helping you to become foolish in what you knew. Like a dog returning to his vomit. And so we gotta make sure, that's why we start off in Proverbs, we gotta make sure we get into something like this for the right reason, and we're called by the Lord. And because many are called, few are chosen. And before I start looking at other places, let's go to the book of Romans real quick. think we want Romans 10. And this one got to be read. Right. And let's pick it up at verse 13. What that say?
For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
Okay, how can they hear without a preacher? But this don't mean everybody's supposed to be a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Paul was telling Timothy to get knowledge, he wasn't telling that to everybody. He was telling that because he was training up. He was a tutor to Timothy. Everybody be like, yeah, with all that, you're supposed to get understanding and you're supposed to study to show yourself approved for yourself. But a lot of teachers think that, I'm supposed to just be a teacher. So this is why I got all these books because I'm studying. Like, bro, first of all, have you sat down under somebody and learned? Because 9 times out of 10, if you haven't done that and you don't have a steady foundation, your mind's going to be all over the place trying to study to show yourself approved. What's up, bro?
Brother Isaac, we were just talking about that earlier.
Are you serious?
Exactly what you're saying. We just
Spirit talk. Spirit talk, bro.
Like people get all these books.
Yeah, they get all these books. And bruh, when you really know, I'm glad you said that, man, because when you really know, you should burn some of these books.
That's what the book
say.
And
that's what the book say.
Yeah.
We're going to read that to them just in case they don't know. All right, so let's go to Romans 10 and pick it up at verse 13, bro. What does it say?
For whosoever should call upon the name of
verse 15 at this point. What does it say?
And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Yes, not everybody's sent. How can you preach unless you sent? How do you know if they sent? How do you know if they're God's messenger? They're going to show you and tell you the gospel. They're going to preach Christ. They're not going to say you don't need to be baptized.
Right, come on.
They're not going to say you really actually need other books for salvation. And their doctrine is going to be solidified with lines and precepts inside this book. And they're going to have the Lord's law in his lips. That's how you're going to know if they sent.
And they definitely ain't gonna tell you the law nailed to the cross.
Oh man, them the worst ones. The worst that taking the key of knowledge out. Right? They the best at taking the key of knowledge out. So that's why the Lord said, beware of the concision, because you got many vain talkers in Israel. That's why we gotta watch it. And because what's the problem right here in verse 16? What that say?
But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God.
Right.
But I say, have they not heard?
Right.
Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses.
Oh, yeah, we good, bro. We good on that. Yeah, why not? We good on that. And let's go over and look at 1 Timothy 3, like the brother said. And we're gonna confirm it. First Timothy 3. Let's pick it up at verse 1, bro.
This is the true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desire for good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine nor striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, nor covetous.
Right.
One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
Right. And that's true. Go ahead.
Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride he fall into the condemnation of the devil.
And that's exactly what we established already through the prior verses. We looked at how it's important to be diligent. We looked at how it's important to not be given unto pride, right? Because that comes before the fall. And that's why I said I've seen people try to put themselves in the teaching position and not be called up. And it don't end well. Yeah, right. And we can actually read about that in some other places. We gonna read about that in one place. But then you see the guy mentioned the Bible comment talked about, ruling their own house and having children in subjection with all gravity, this, that, and the third, and pretty much having temperance, you know what I'm saying, and self-control. Because think about it, you're going to be over a whole church. Like, not talking about a class. You're going to be over a whole church. You're gonna have to be very, like, day in on day out basis. Like what y'all see me do, it's like on a smaller basis. I am kind of day in, day out, like with or week in, week out with checking up on things with the group text or something like that. But if you a bishop, you gonna be like with the people, overseeing, the teachers, making sure their schedules are aligned for this week, this Sabbath, that Sabbath, this Sabbath, that Sabbath, Sabbath in, Sabbath out. I'm not the one that make up when the teachers come here, right? With somebody that does that. That person is a bishop. That person is a bishop because he's looking after more than one teacher, after more than one class. Oh, this week, Brother Josh, can you come up to, even though, I kind of had to opt out of traveling like that. I had to opt out. Okay, yeah, I got you. I had to kind of opt out as far as traveling because it's like with, the family here and the class here and being so close and convenient. Like, bro, like I used to travel before this class, before Baltimore. I used to travel, even when the kids were young, like every Sabbath, we traveled 4 hours, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm teaching New York, sometimes I'm teaching Philly, sometimes I'm teaching Cali, for years. So I'm like, look, we got a spot here, bruh. I'm gonna be here, But I had to organize that with the bishop. You know what I'm saying? Because the bishop is more like an overseer. And before, I'm gonna let Kev say something, but before we do that, let's go over to 1 Peter 2. I want to give you an example of the word bishop in the scripture, so you understand that it's not the same as a just a preacher. The bishop is the one looking over the preacher. So 1 Peter 2 and 25. 1 Peter 2, this is going to give you an example. 1 Peter 2 and 25. What that say, right?
For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls.
Yeah, the bishop of your soul. You see that? You see how much of a responsibility a bishop will actually, when you use that word, what you're actually saying? Because the bishop is looking after everything. Like the brother Elijah, that's going to be a bishop. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a bishop. Brother Jediah, that's going to be a bishop. Like the teachers that's up under them, like me, the cat you see, Brother Stan, Brother Ira, we not bishops or nothing like that. We preachers, but we can be preachers and we can be other things too. Right? What's up, Brother Kevin? You want to add?
I also see the same thing in school. You got principal, you got all them teachers.
They got answer to the principal. Yeah, the principal is the same thing. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. And let's prove that to them, to the people watching online. Let's quickly prove it to them, real quick. Just a quick Google search. Yeah, once you got it on there, let me know, man. All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate that, man. Say little things can go a long way. All right. So it's a real quick. If you just type, say Google, what is a bishop? Let's see what they got. If they smart enough to know the difference. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. They pretty much got it. I looked at it somewhere. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, yeah. So, a senior member of the Christian clergy. See, we got to be careful with some of the Roman terms in it, but no, it's still kind of accurate because it says I know clergy. It's a senior member of the Christian clergy, usually in charge. They want to use Catholic terms, but usually in charge of a diocese and empowered to confer holy orders. So they're using like a Catholic bishop, right? So that's exactly. It sure is, Mons. It sure is. But what we want to do is look it up more so like this. Let's look it up like this, because you know how the Catholic Church took over the Bible and our ministry, and they done changed everything, and now the focus is on them. So we got to go back to our book. Let's say bishop, meaning 1 Timothy. See, we got to just stick to the script because these people out here, they wildin'. Let's see. Did this come up? But you know what? I like going to the Encyclopedia Britannica a lot, because a lot of times it's not because of that. That's wild right there, because that's a woman bishop. This world is so backwards. But see, they talking about, I like the Britannica, the encyclopedias, because they give you a lot of history. But even in this history, this little brief history, I like how they say in some Christian churches, guess who the bishop is? The chief pastor and overseer of an area containing several congregations. So there you go, right there. Even in the actual history part of it, when you look at the history part of it, it can kind of it comes out. Oh no, I'm not playing nothing so good. And the last thing I'll do. Hopefully that. So if you want to be ahead of a class, you got to go speak to Brother Daniel, Brother Bowie, Brother Elijah. If that's what you know what I'm saying. If this what you want, you know what I'm saying. If that's what you want, then you got to speak to them type cats. But I could help God in being a teacher. So I thought I typed it in. 1 Timothy 3. There we go. Bishop. I'm trying to see. Maybe we can get a Strong's. I'm lunching though, because I got Strong's right on my Bible. I'm not right on my phone. I'm tripping. But here we go, right here. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, overseership. The office of an elder. The overseer, the overseer or presiding officers of a Christian church. Yeah.
Right after that officer, they say.
Yeah. Wow. Right. Yeah. So that show you right there. Inspection, visitation. You know how Brother Elijah pops up once in a while? You see that? Brother JD pops up once in a while. So yeah, that's kind of what their roles are, which takes a lot of work, man, a lot of dedication. And, yep. So yeah, and it's a whole bunch of you should watch. Maybe I should make a playlist that kind of talks about that a little bit. But you should watch Brother Elisha Israel about teaching and too many teachers in Israel. That's a right. That's a good. Yeah, that's a good one to watch. And maybe Brother Elijah and Brother Bowie's lessons on knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Those would be helpful. And hopefully this Q&A is helpful. But I want to just look at two more spots, and I think we can get out of here. At 7 o'clock. That'll be the number of completion. Right?
Yes, sir.
And it's up. So 7 like up. 7 up. It's up like 7. Alright, so I want to think about why you don't try to run into a position like that. So you don't run. Cause it's easy to get it's easy to get sat down.
Yeah, okay. You're right. That's spirit talking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, and it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. I don't know why I said. Okay. All right, yeah. Let's go over to Luke 14 real quick, and we about to get out of here. Wi-Fi never came back on, man. Luke 14 and it's heavy. Luke 14 and verse 7, bro. Luke 14 and verse 7. What that say?
And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how they chose out of chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down at the highest room.
You see that?
Lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him.
See, that's why I mentioned getting sat down. Because you try to run into this high position, and a lot of people might run into it for the wrong reason. We done seen it. We done heard examples of it. We done seen examples of it. You don't stay in your lane, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord, because you trying to exalt yourself, now the Lord got to abase you. Promotion comes from on high. Book, right?
Yep.
All praises. You know, it don't matter if you reading, if you teaching. It's usually going to come. You might have a desire, passion, maybe, but a lot of times it might come from somebody be like, man, you think you can do it? You might have it already in you, and the Lord, He's the one that'll exalt you. You know, you don't run into a seat. It's almost kind of how I felt about the dude just running into the seat up front. You know what I'm saying? You don't just run into a seat. You gotta keep things in order. So, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, right? The upper room. Why would you do that? right? Less a man more honorable than him. Because imagine thinking you, let's say VIP, and you at a you at a concert, or you at a, it don't matter where you at, a wedding, a concert, a banquet, a nice celebration evening, and you just go and you sit at the front of the stage, VIP,
Right.
and because you early, you think you can sit there. Nah, by the time it's ready to start, they're gonna be like,
Right.
and you're gonna be looking stupid with the, you know, with the stuck face. And they're gonna have to escort you out, and then everybody gonna see you do that. When you wanted everybody to see you in the seat, nobody pretty much saw that, but everybody gonna see you get kicked out though. It's almost like when Jazzy Jeff do too much in Uncle Phil's house, you gonna get thrown out. Like, nah, this is my house, bro. You trying to run stuff, or you doing too much. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lower room. Right. What else it say, bro?
But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the Lord's room. That when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher.
Wow.
Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee.
You see, and that's how it is. That's how it was with Jeremiah, you know, with Ezekiel, with Moses. They started off lowly, right? They started off lowly. Even the Lord, in a sense, started off lowly. From a lamb to a lion on the throne. You know, and yeah, we could keep going for days about burning different books and stuff like that. Not needing so many books. Go read Ecclesiastes 12 on your own. Reading many books is much sorrow, you know. And Ecclesiastes also tell you a wise preacher seeks out many proverbs. And so, yeah. So that's stuff on preaching and being a bishop. But I'm sure that's it, right? No more questions, right? Okay, cool. We good to go. Yeah, you good, bro, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you wanted to add? All right. We can kick it. 7 o'clock, like we said. Cool. Cool with that. We can stand up, close out.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done on earth.
Thy will be done in earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory forever.
And the glory forever.
In Jesus' mighty name.
In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
Amen. Hey. Praise the Lord, bro.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Took this off real smooth. Yeah, that was
yes,
nice.
Sir.
That was nice.
For sure.
Yeah.